McKinney, back again for the outro, and hopefully visibility is not too bad. I'm sitting directly under the light, and it's just after 25 to 10 p.m. here, so... And if you notice, I'm not wearing a birthday badge anymore, because, well, it's the 19th now. I actually recorded the capturing of the conversion over 2 sessions. So you had the 17th recording, that was like about an hour long. And then yesterday it was another... Actually, no, sorry, it was just under an hour for the session on my birthday, and yesterday was just over 50 minutes. So approximately an hour, and well, near on 2 hours overall. So, slobbering for no reason, although it might be like because my severance attempt. Well, I've had a few attempts at this. But anyway, that's conversion, that picture done. Hopefully, well, I'm going to have to fix the apple properly. Someone tells me that copy paste thing didn't do the job well. I don't know why, but even in previous attempts at converting it, I kept overwriting sections of the apple. Like, even though I didn't have it on highlight specific colours, so obviously you get to see all the different colours. It's not, things are faded out with just the red for the highlighted stuff. Yeah, I still overwrote it at places, so I'll either have to redo the whole thing again in my free time, or at least try and fix the apple again in my free time. But yeah, that's that picture done, and that's how you fully use the program. At least for the functions I use. And there was the PDF conversion, which when it came to me actually saving it, I noticed that I still had a copy of the last time round's PDF. I completely forgot that, so technically I didn't have to save it again. But whatever. So I think the last time round's PDF wasn't all that great anyway. Hence one of the reasons of redoing it again. Yeah. Obviously the other main thing is the stitching. And between all my editing, sorting things out, and the actual watching the videos, stitching along to them, overall I've just about done 3/4 of the image. I have 5 stitches in this column, and the column to this side of it is the last column of page 2. I literally have the one I'm working on and the one that side of it, and then that's finished, and all this area here is page 4. I'm just about finished the image. This, according to all the snapshots I take each time I've worked on it, is day 18 progress, so I think that's pretty good so far. And if I get page 4 done in a reasonable time, it might be on total just under 3 weeks worth of work. Fingers crossed. And if so, I think that might be a not bad record. I can't remember how long it took me to do KosStitcher, but at least I think this is about the same length. And for those that don't know about the KosStitcher thing, there was a dragon picture that I did. It was this dragon that he himself or she, don't know what gender it's supposed to be. To me it looked like a male, so I refer to it as a male. But he's standing there and he's got his hoop with some fabric coming down, and you just do like back stitch. You don't actually fill in the section with the fabric, although I actually chose to do so. And he's actually got floss in the same colour he is, so in my case I gave him green instead of the red that he actually was, because I converted him to green. Excuse me. And that, so he, in a sort of sense, he's doing a self-portrait. It's as if as you're stitching him, he himself is, you're working on a picture of himself or some other thing that happens to use the same colours. So, I think that's pretty cool, that picture. And I managed to do that in not too bad time as well, so that's looking pretty good, I think. Actually, in fact, where I'm on the second last blooming column now, I should technically colour one of the ones I'm working on in. I'm not going to bother showing the pattern page, because, well, it's no point. It's pretty much what you just saw there on the pattern. And just like the other pages, you'll be lucky if you're able to see it anyway due to all the colouring it in with a pencil. So for those that didn't mind seeing patterns, it's not worth it. Because it only takes up just over half a page being the base bit. You know, again, as you can see between, the base of page 2 and there's where, as you can tell from the foot, that's where page 4 will be. It doesn't take that much of a page up in terms of patterns, so it'd be awkward to see anyway. I think when it came to me doing the flipping them over all the time, it looked awkward. So yeah, that's my progress on that. And hopefully, I'm not sure if it'll be the next time I'm showing it. I'll be able to show it as a finished piece. I may end up showing it as an almost finished piece. It depends on when I'm working on it. Whether or not I finish it for the next video. But the next video will be another Stitch With Me session. The Flosstube 43. However, we're back to video games. I'm afraid no Bendy and Ink Machine. Unless I can actually complete Chapter 4, like one particular minigame in Chapter 4, unless I can actually get that completed, I'm afraid no more Bendy and the Ink Machine. I am willing to do the mobile game Bendy and Nightmare Run, because I love that game, and personally I think it's the better of the two. I love the cartoons more than I love the actual game. Sounds weird, but yeah, for the Bendy cartoons. For the walking around the studio. And I'm a person that likes things like hidden object games and exploring things, but yeah, cartoons is my personal preference. Although, spoiler warning, one of the boss characters from Nightmare Run does show up in Bendy and the Ink Machine. He's in the last chapter. Although you'd actually have to get Henry to look right to see him, and it's at one specific point, otherwise you're not going to see him at all. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. That's the only connection the two games have to each other as far as I can tell. So, although it could explain the origins of Bendy himself, who knows? But, yeah. I definitely will be showcasing some like Flosstube number whatever in the future. There will be more Nightmare Run, not just that one thing I showed. I don't know what number, 30 something. The monochrome one, to be in keeping with the 1930s theme. In fact, it was the boss character of that particular Flosstube video. Is the one that features in the main game. So. But yeah, in the future Flosstube episode at one point, I will actually show the full game. The whole thing. All 4 episodes of Bendy and Nightmare Run. There's a lot of game to go through. 4 episodes, each with 5 acts, because I am not playing the Nightmare Mode act. That is your literal endless runner, well, at least until you get defeated. It is literally the one where you just keep going and going and going and going, see how long you can last. Yeah, that one you definitely get. If I can beat the minigame I'm struggling on in Chapter 4, yes, I will personally finish Bendy and the Ink Machine. Regardless whether or not I manage to finish it, I do recommend a few playthroughs. One is a playthrough, the other's the LPs. I will warn you though, with a couple of the LPs, the folks playing them, they do tend to use strong language. It is primarily within context of the situation, but they do use strong language. So if you're not one for that sort of thing, it's up to you whether or not you watch it or just mute it and have the subtitles on, because both of them have subtitles on their videos. Actually, the 3 main channels I like watching Let's Plays of the game of have subtitles on their videos. So, just to let you know. And in some cases, the subtitles themselves can be censored. I've seen that. Like, one of the folks that I like watching his Bendy and Ink Machine playthrough and a few of the other game playthroughs, he did do another game called Hello Neighbor. He was playing one of the alpha versions of it, back when that came out in 2016. And and he had his subtitles on, and whoever, I don't know if it was him himself or someone else subtitling it, but whoever subtitled it when he swore, I can't remember if they censored him out or like he himself still had the strong language, but the actual subtitles, they swapped the words he was saying for other words, so the subtitles were censored. It was hilarious to see. But, family friendly, at least in that respect. But the playthrough one I recommend is the channel, from the channel Video Game News. They covered both games. No commentary whatsoever, but really good playthroughs of both games. The Let's Plays, the person I was just talking about, his channel is IGP, the letters I, G, and P, which is short for Indie Game Promoter. Well, that's what it has on his on his channel banner, has the full thing. But IGP stands for that. So if you just type in the 3 letters, his channel comes up. Again, he does use strong language, but within context. But ignoring the strong language, it is a really good Let's Play. Really entertaining. And in fact, one of the parts of the Let's Play has a rather interesting Easter egg that I've never seen on anyone else's video. I don't know if he just happened to randomly by chance get it. It was actually a case of he himself didn't even realise. It was myself and 1 or 2 others that were like, that's not actually supposed to look like that. Because there was one person, they saw that bit of the respective video it was in, and they're like, what's up with? Because it made that bit of the game look a bit weird. And I just replied to the comment with Red Dead Redemption 2. And that's all I'm saying on it. So yeah, if you want to see any interesting Easter eggs, yeah, this is. The other folks I recommend, you have 8-Bit Ryan. He's covered both games. He does not use strong language. He uses mild language at times, but yeah, if you want family friendly, there's him. Likewise, the channel Marusu, MAIRUSU. He's family friendly in terms of wording. And in fact, he not only covered the games, but he covered fan games. So then there's 2 main channels that, yes, there's definite strong language. Again. But these 2 people actually features in the game, both in Chapter 3. The first one being Jacksepticeye. He did the voice of the foreman of the toy factory, Heavenly Toys. And Will Ryan of the channel DA Games, and that's capital D, capital A, and Games. It's all one thing, and the G from Games is capitalised as well. And that stands for Diamond Armada Games. So, but it's just DA Games, the channel's known as. But Will, the guy that does all the playthroughs for it, he also, as I said, he also voiced the character. He's the voice of the accountant Grant Cohen from Chapter 3 onwards. So there you go. 2 folks that featured in the game actually did, they respectively did their playthroughs of it. In fact, Jacksepticeye, because he was on tour, I think it was like he was doing stand-up comedy shows or some other sort of performance, around Europe and the US and who knows what else, because he does do shows else, for various things. Because he was actually going to be away touring around the time Chapter 5 came out for the end, the end of the game. The game devs actually sent him his own exclusive copy of the game before it was even released. So he got to play it before it was released to anyone else. The early access sort of thing. And when he loaded it up, he thought it was awesome because you had your Santa Bendy in the ink machine, and then underneath it had Jacksepticeye Edition. He got his own personal version of the game. After I watched it and a few other playthroughs, it's the exact same as any other playthrough. It happens to have his name on it. It was personalised. So yeah, if you're interested in watching the game, regardless whether or not I managed to upload it myself, there's a few folks that I recommend. So, but one game, number Flosstube 43 will again be a gameplay playthrough. It won't be bendy. I'm definitely leaving Nightmare Run till down the line somewhere because I haven't finished recording it yet. I have a ton of bacon soup because of the whole daily bonus bacon soup thing, and then you have that there's a special offers section in the soup portion of the shop where you get watch adverts for 500 cans each, and you also have the tons of bacon soup 300 can ad that you can watch as well. I have, let's see, to finish unlocking everything, I think it was like I needed at least 100,000, give or take. I have 760 odd thousand tins of bacon soup. I can unlock the rest of the game. I can unlock the other 2 levels, the rest of the costumes, the rest of the items, and if I want, I can put the 3 characters up to the max level 20 just from bacon soup alone. I have that much soup. But no, I'm gonna play as I standardly do, and it's just, unlock things as I go. So, like, with the level them up, I'm not gonna use the bacon soup, I'm just gonna level them up as I go. So, they'll most likely be around, by the time I'm finished doing all 4 levels, because I've still got episodes 3 and 4 to unlock of the 4 episodes. I think they'll be approximately level 14 to 16, maybe slightly higher each. I'm not too sure, but we'll find it when it comes to... Again, I've not recorded the rest of the game yet. Actually, I haven't even finished editing the videos that I have recorded. But yeah, that will be down the line. Instead, I'm going to be doing a video game, a spin-off game, to be precise, from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. For number 43, the game itself is called Tails Adventure. It was released originally on the Game Gear, the Sega Game Gear, that portable device that chews batteries left, right and centre from the 90s. I know from experience, I did previously own one. It killed your batteries in no time. It was about 2 hours we were lucky to have. It's a common thing folks talk about on YouTube, and I can attest to it as a previous owner of the system. But yeah, Tales of Adventure for the Game Gear, there's the website smspower.org. Some of the members of the website actually ported that, did a Sega Master System port of the game, and it's amazing, by the way. You'd think it was literally released on both systems. The way this port is, it's as if it did have an official release on the console. So that's how good it was. And it will be that version that I am playing. It's the exact same as the standard Game Gear release, with the exception of they fixed spelling errors, because there were a couple of spelling errors in the game. They've sorted them out, and there's a couple of the items to be properly in keeping with how things went, to make sense with storylines. Because depending on whether or not you're reading a Japanese manual or an international manual, the story is slightly tweaked at places. It's either before Tails meets Sonic or after he does. But before he meets the character Knuckles, the echidna regardless. And however, in fact, there's one of the other there's like another character from the Sonic franchise, Fang the Sniper, otherwise known as Knack the Weasel. Both him, Knuckles and Sonic all have items associated with them in Tails Adventure. But as I said, 2 of those characters, according to how the storyline of Tails Adventure goes, they hadn't met yet. So, in fact, there's the arcade game Sonic the Fighters, and the Game Gear racing game Sonic Drift 2 are the only times in which Tails interacts with Fang the Sniper. They're spin-off games and therefore technically don't count. Because although yes, he is in one of the main series 8-bit games, or no, my apologies, Tails did interact with him in that game because he's in that game. I apologise. So yeah, I forgot. Oh, God. Foot stuck in the cables. Better watch what I'm doing with this thing, because one of my previous attempts at recording this outro, I actually had that on mute, and I wondered why there was no volume coming out of it. But yeah, the game I'm going to be playing is Tails Adventure, and those respective character icon items were actually changed respectively to what actions they perform. One's a charm, earns you extra money. One lets you use and allows you to do punch moves, and the third one allows you to roll into a ball. So, for anyone that's seen or played the game Sonic the Hedgehog 2, there's a move called the spin dash where they do the crouch down, rev up, and then they roll in a ball. That's that's the Sonic icon. So, which according to the International Sonic 2 manual, Sonic actually learned from Tails. It was his signature move, but yeah, according to the Game Gear game, it's Sonic's. I don't know if that's following Japanese continuity regardless or what, but yeah. And if anyone's wondering what sort of game Tales of Adventure's like, it's not your standard platformer, it's more of a sort of event, well, as the name suggests, it's an adventure style game. You look for items, they help you progress in the story. Think something like the Zelda franchise, or the Castlevania franchise, or the Metroid franchise. In fact, that game is considered what's known as a Metroidvania game, because where you have to look for items to progress. You can go to an area, but you can't fully finish it until you have a specific item either from that area, or a later one, or a previous one, that sort of thing. So, if you like those sort of games, Flosstube 43 is what you should look out for. Anyway, before we can get to that, I suppose I better finish this one. Get it edited, get it uploaded, and might continue with my cross-stitch. So, until then, hope you enjoyed. Sorry for the rambling. Good night.